Welcome to this Christmas special part 1 episode of the Business Developer Podcast with Sujay. This podcast serves as a source of inspiration for business developers. By listening to this podcast, you may gain some ideas, inspirations, or food for thought towards your own journey of developing your business successfully, now or in the near future. It's Christmas time, which means it's time for gifting. So in this Christmas special part 1 episode of 2020, I would like to take you through the journey of the Business Developer Podcast in this year and present to you the snippets from each one of the first 9 episodes in this year, which are gifts of thoughts, ideas, wisdom, experiences shared by our guests. Many thanks to each one of the guests for doing so, and thus helping the community of business developers. To begin with, in the first episode of the Business Developer Podcast, we focused on how to develop a new business and go through the initial years of a business-to-business software company. To enable us in doing so, we had the pleasure of hosting Shamik Ghosh, co-founder of TrustTrace, as our guest. Shamik, with his team, has been on an exciting journey of developing TrustTrace, a deep technology company working to solve the challenges of traceability in our products that we use or consume. During that episode on the topic of decision making for business developers and balancing between emotions and objectivity, Shamik shared an interesting approach which he had learned from one of his mentors. Let's listen to what Shamik shared.
One of our mentors have told us that when you are forming a team, always have in the team a general, a philosopher, an engineer, and a design guy.
That's an interesting approach, right? In that episode, Shamik shared multiple interesting and important aspects of developing a software business. If you're interested to learn about that, listen to the episode number 1 with Shamik Ghosh, published on August 22nd, 2020. Then in the next episode, that's episode number 2, we focused on how business developers could achieve speed and scale in their business by leveraging partnerships and alliances. We had the pleasure to host Ashwin Ramesh, Director of Technology Alliances at HashiCorp, as our guest. Ashwin spoke about businesses participating in the battle of value chains. The stronger business developers are able to stitch partnerships and alliances, the stronger would be their differentiation. However, an alliance is like a marriage between two companies, and 6 out of 10 such alliances fail. How could business developers make their partnership and alliances successful? Let's listen to the snippet Ashwin shared.
Think of it as what Japanese call a gunsen ryaku, which is this flock of birds flying together. They don't have one leader, they don't have anything that you can distinctly make out, but they're sort of flowing in the same direction because their shared goals are in that direction that they want to go to.
Have you heard that before? I had not. In that episode, Ashwin also shared 7 key success factors for making partnerships and alliances successful. If you are interested to learn about that, listen to episode number 2 with Ashwin Ramesh, published on August 29th, and achieve speed and scale in your business by leveraging partnerships and alliances. Then we moved on to the 3rd episode of the Business Developer Podcast, wherein we had the pleasure of hosting Tarun Mata as our guest. Tarun has lived the dream of many bloggers. He developed an internet business from a side blog initiative and turned it into a popular recruitment platform called imjobs.com. Let's listen to a snippet Tarun shared.
I didn't feel it like a business. I never thought that I need to have more jobs or more content on the platform or I need to have more traffic. I would only put stuff that I felt would be really interesting to my friends. And even if that meant that I didn't post anything for a few days, that was okay and I didn't care. And that is, I think, what resonated with a lot of people.
Are you also having a dream of transforming your blog or side project into a successful business? If so, then I would highly recommend you to listen to the episode number 3 with Tarun Mata, published on September 5th, and get ideas, food for thought towards realizing your dream. The journey of the Business Developer podcast continued to the 4th episode to focus on circular economy. According to a report from Accenture, the circular economy could unlock $4.5 trillion of growth by 2030. Imagine the quantum and scale of new business opportunities the circular economy presents to business developers. To enable us in bringing the focus on circular economy, we had the pleasure to host Ellen Bergman, who has been referred to as the circular economy queen of Sweden. Let's listen to a snippet from that episode.
The circular economy is something totally different. It's about putting the economy, the materials, the resources we all have and need to share into an ecosystem instead that kind of mimics the natural system we have on the planet. And that makes waste a thing of the past. In the circular economy, we don't have waste. Waste is a resource.
One of the business models of the circular economy, which is my favorite, is products as a service. Are you interested to learn about the multiple business models at play in a circular economy to get ideas for your present or next business? If so, then I highly recommend you to listen to episode number 4 with Ellen Bergman, published on September 12th, and gain some ideas or food for thought towards developing your business in the circular economy, now or in the near future. The Business Developer podcast continued its journey with the 5th episode, wherein we had the pleasure to host Sophie Auba, co-founder and CEO of Yellow, and learnt about the journey of a young business in its 2nd year. Yellow helps e-commerce businesses with their returns to improve the post-purchase experience of their customers and win customers for life. In that episode, we listened to Sophie's journey towards developing Yellow and also learned about some of the key character traits of a business developer. Let's listen to a snippet from that episode.
Think about when you create something that nothing will be perfect the first time you do it. And that was a big learning for me, like just accept to do things which are not perfect, just do it, get it down, get it out and try it out. Because I think that that's how you can actually on the long term reach perfection. But if you wait that everything is perfect to just try things, you will never get the feedback you need to actually get moving.
What's your view on perfection for a business developer? Are you also looking for a co-founder or thinking of joining a startup accelerator? If so, then I recommend you to listen to episode number 5 with Sophie Auba, published on September 19th, and gain some ideas towards your journey of developing your business. The journey of the Business Developer podcast continued to its 6th episode to focus on the power of storytelling for a business developer. Stories have been the bedrock of human civilization. We all immerse ourselves in stories. Storytelling is the most effective way for business developers to engage with their audience. To enable us in bringing the focus on the power of storytelling, we had the pleasure to host Rupali Mehra, founder of Content People, an impact communication agency that helps its clients to leverage the power of storytelling. In that episode, we listened to Rupali's journey of developing her business Content People and also learned about leveraging the power of storytelling in developing a business. Let's listen to a snippet from that episode.
To me, storytelling and to me, communications is not just an end product, but it is something that starts from the very beginning. When two people are talking, there's a story that is being created. When there is an event going on, there are multiple stories being created with that. When there is, say, an incident that has happened, or when there is an engagement that is happening between a client and their audience, in multiple ways. There are stories that can be born out of that. So there are stories everywhere.
Are you leveraging the power of storytelling in your business? If not, you may be missing out big time. To gain some ideas or food for thought towards leveraging the power of storytelling in your business, I would highly recommend you to listen to episode number 6 with Rupali Mehra, published on October 3rd. Then the journey of the Business Developer podcast moved on to episode number 7 to focus on the art of winning large deals. Winning large deals is the holy grail for most business-to-business companies. And it is an art that can be learnt. To learn more about this art of winning large deals, we had the pleasure to host Raghav Radhakrishnan, Vice President and Global Client Executive at Entity Data Services, as our guest. In that episode, Raghav shared his experiences of winning large deals. Let's listen to a snippet from that episode.
In my experience, having this coach, especially the bigger deals, is the most important thing. No mystery there. These people exist. They're not unicorns, right? You can find them. They're very difficult to find. So maybe they're a little bit like unicorns, right? But you can find them. And for me, if I had to name, top 3 reasons to win this deal, the large deal, again, it would be 1, the value we brought, and that comes from the team we had. 2 was the coach that I had. And 3 was some of the other relationships that we had at senior levels, right?
Are you looking to winning large deals in your business? If so, I would highly recommend you to listen to episode number 7 with Raghav Radhakrishnan, published on October 3rd, to gain some ideas or food for thought towards the art of winning large deals. The Business Developer podcast continues its journey with the 8th episode to focus on the role of marketing for a business developer to bring in profitable business growth. The role marketing plays in developing a business is unquestionable. The why hasn't changed. However, the how has evolved, which has opened up opportunities for even small and medium businesses to leverage marketing in achieving profitable business growth. We had the pleasure of hosting Priyadarshini Sharma, VP Marketing Asia Pacific at McCormick & Company, as our guest to that episode. In that episode, Priya shared her experiences on how to leverage marketing effectively towards profitable business growth. Let's listen to a snippet from that episode.
There was a beach in which there were a lot of starfish which were washed ashore, and all the starfish were lying on the beach, right? There were literally tens of thousands of them. And there was one guy who was walking on the beach and he was picking up one starfish by one and throwing it back into the ocean so that it could survive. And another guy comes and asks him, why are you bothering? There's 10,000 starfish. You will never be able to hit all of them. What difference is it going to make? And the guy says, as he picks up a starfish and throws it back into the sea, he says, it's going to make a difference to this one that I'm throwing in.
Are you effectively leveraging marketing towards profitable business growth? I would highly recommend you to listen to episode number 8 with Priyadarshini Sharma, published on October 10th, to gain some ideas or food for thought towards leveraging marketing for profitable business growth. And now, we come to the final episode covered in this Christmas special part 1 of the Business Developer podcast. Our journey continued to the 9th episode to focus on treating sustainability as profitability to achieve profitable business growth. To enable us in doing so, we had the pleasure of hosting Axel Boethius, an experienced sustainability strategist with a demonstrated history of working in the environmental services industry. Let's listen to a snippet from that episode.
If you are truly gifted as a business developer, you can see the possibilities within your, regardless if you work in startup or big corp, there are possibilities on how to change and take steps to develop side streams that are more circular. Just to focus on that could be very beneficial for you if you have that role in your company. But also see it 100% correlated to profitability. So because it's a very hard sell if you sell it as something that is only sustainable.
Do you treat sustainability as profitability? To learn about it, I would highly recommend you to listen to episode number 9 with Axel Boethius, published on October 17th, to gain some ideas or food for thought towards treating sustainability as profitability to achieve profitable business growth. So that was the Christmas special part 1 episode of the Business Developer Podcast. Hope you liked it. I would be soon coming back with the Christmas special part 2 episode to present to you the snippets from the remaining 8 episodes of this year. Till then, stay happy, healthy, curious to learn, and continue developing your business. That's the way to go for business developers. Bye for now, and Merry Christmas to you all.